Hi guys, it's Wombat, and this is a future map combo based on Promods 2.45. But I can't release this because it sucks. It loads fine, no big issues really, except for the ones I'm gonna go through right now. But before we start, look at YKS RSK. I'm gonna talk about that. Before we start, let's talk a little bit about what map mods I'm using right now, and I'm also gonna talk a little bit later on about why I'm using some of them at least. So we obviously have Promods 2.45. We have Paris Rebuilt, Mediterranean map, Swedish Islands, Rus map, ROX 2.5, YKS RSK 2.0, Southern Region, Great Step, Road to Ural, Caucasus mod, and down here we have Middle East. I've also added, and that's a first, I've never used Middle East on my Europe edition before, but I'll get to that and why I'm adding it here. In addition to that, because this is new, we have some other new mods as well, 4 to be precise. We have an Irish road, there's Ireland, here. This is a brand new connection that was made just days ago for 2.45 actually. We have Rønne, or as they say in Denmark, Rønne. Perfect pronunciation there, right? Rønne. We have, for the first time ever, Project Balkans and Macedonia map. So those are the 4 new map mods that I've never used on any of my combos before. Well, it's been many years since I used Project Balkans, but now it's here. So before we talk about YKS RSK and why there is no or very few city names here, let's talk about Project Balkans, because if you zoom in you'll see that we don't have city names on Project Balkans either. There's a city here, there's a city here, there are no city names. So what is up with that? Well, Project Balkans doesn't work perfectly together with Promods 2.45. Depending on where you put Project Balkans, you have either city names on Project Balkans or on Promods 2.45. So I could have a city name here, but then I would have very few city names here instead. So I can't say exactly what is happening with that, or what is going on with that, but clearly we need a new version of Project Balkans to correct that city name issue, because I have zero hope that we will get a fix provided by Promods for that. And we have the same problem with YKS RSK, but that is in relation to the Middle East. So I can have either city names on all of YKS RSK and no city names on Middle East, or I can have, as I have now, city names on Middle East and no city names as it is here on YKS RSK, depending on where I put them in relation to each other. So right now I have YKS RSK below Middle East, so that's why, since this has higher priority, we have city names on Middle East. So we are going to need a fix for YKS RSK as well to correct that problem. So that is the situation with the maps themselves. A couple of additions to that, but that is for the future and is not required for us to have a complete Europe edition. Southern Region, it's in the works, remaking Southern Region and move it up to its more correct place down here instead of having half of it in the sea, the Black Sea. That and a new version of YKS RSK that has already been released that also moves these cities to their correct locations, which is more or less over here instead. That will require a new version of the Caucasus mod that is already in the works, could be released very soon, and when I say very soon I'm talking maybe within a week. But that is the easy parts. Now comes the tricky parts apart from actually having city names on YKS RSK and Project Balkans. As you can see down here, before I can release my map combo, I need these two to connect. So we need a new road connection for YKS RSK and Promods /Middle East. Same goes for ROEX 2.5, which is the version of ROEX I'm using here. We're finally able to use the 2.5 DLC version of Romania Extended, but that has never been connected to Promods before, so obviously there are no road connections available yet. But Arias is working on it, or he is going to start working on it very soon, and again soon in this case is within a couple of days, maybe a week, but it will happen very soon. Something shouldn't be a surprise really. We need a new road connection for Rosmap to Promods as well, and this time that includes this road here. All of a sudden, because Promods made some changes up here in northern Europe, we have no road connecting Kandalaksha and Zelenoborsky anymore, so we need a new road connection here as well. Other than that, Poland rebuilding, we don't have it here. It's not compatible with Promods 2.45. We need a new version of Poland rebuilding. Once we have a new version of Poland rebuilding, we will probably need a new road connection for Poland rebuilding, Promods and Rosmap. Because of the new version of Poland rebuilding, we will, and of course since we are using ROEX 2.5, we will also need a new road connection for ROEX 2.5 and the new version of Poland rebuilding once it's released. When is the new version of Poland rebuilding coming out? I have no idea. Months, it could take weeks, it could take days. I seriously have no idea. But once it has been updated, then we also need to wait for the road connections before I can add Poland rebuilding to my map combo. So that is the situation with the different map mods. Now, why do I have Middle East here? My thinking is that since this is basically my Europe edition with the addition of Middle East, my thinking here is that I could go through Europe edition and remove YKS RSK 2.0, which would require me to remove the Caucasus road. And I would also remove the Great Steppe and the road to Aral, because, at least the road to Aral, because the road to Aral and YKS RSK, they are not really part of Europe. And of course, the Middle East isn't either. However, YKS RSK has always been part of my Europe edition, and that is because this part of Turkey and the old version of YKS RSK is located in Europe, so that's why I've always used it. Same goes for the Great Steppe. Tiny part of it is located in Europe, so that's why I've used it. But I shouldn't, to be honest, ever have added the road to Aral. It was just something I did. And I kind of want to keep not only the road to Aral and the Great Steppe, I want to keep YKS RSK and the Caucasus mod. And I want to add the Middle East as well, because I always get a ton of questions on why I'm not using it. And in addition to that, since the Maghreb map is coming out pretty soon and is located in the Mediterranean area, I'm kind of keen on adding that as well to my Europe edition, which means that the Europe edition won't be the Europe edition anymore. It will be something else, something similar, but it won't be the Europe edition. It will be the, I don't know, the beautiful edition. That is my thinking, at least. Let me know in the comments what you think. Should I add the Middle East, or should I go in the complete opposite direction and remove YKS RSK, the Caucasus mod, the Great Step, the Road to Aral, and keep it a very, very strictly European edition? Let me know what you think. First release of this could happen as early as next week. I really need 3 things. I need a road connection for Rosmap, I need a road connection for RoX, and I need a fix for YKS RSK. Once we have that, at least, I will be able to release a first version. But until the CD name situation has been solved and the road connections has been created, I can't really release this. So stay tuned, and thank you for watching. Take care, guys. Bye bye.